the heat. My people are not fools on the heat. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's sons, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by... Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we wanna know who owns the land. I wanna know who owns the land. Hustler. Hey, purpose land. Purpose land. Purpose land. Must be free. Angola want to know who owns the land. Mozambique want to know who owns the land. Namibia want to know who owns the land. I say, Soweto want to know who owns the land. Zimbabwe want to know who owns the land. African freedom fighters want to know who owns the land. Purpose land.
All right, good evening. Welcome to ABS, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. It's always a privilege coming to you with revolutionary news. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, we must know at the end of the day who owns the land. And the land here is the territory that we refer to today as the Federal Republic of Amazonia. That is our land. And we know exactly who owns it, ladies and gentlemen. We know exactly who owns the land. But the question is for La République du Cameroon and those in the international arena to answer. For us, we know the answer. Thank you for tuning in, all of you from Europe, from the UK, from the United States of America, from Canada, everywhere across the globe. Thank you for tuning in. As usual, I am excited because, listen, I don't just come here to talk to you, tell you stories. I come here to inform you, to educate you, and to keep you alert, very much alert, ladies and gentlemen, of what is going on in our territory. So please stay tuned. This is going to be a very, very informative, educative as usual. And please, I ask you to go ahead quickly and you hit your share button so we can quickly populate this platform today. Something happened in Boya today. It's a breaking story that I would love every one of you to take home. Something happened in Boya today. People, Ambazonians, rose up in their numbers, send out an ultimatum to Francophones living in Fako in general, Boya in particular, that they do not want to see any one of them buying land inside Fako or Boya. And those selling land are also giving the ultimatum. I'm going to bring you some little bit details of what happened. In fact, one person was killed. So many others hospitalized, as I learned. I will be talking about that, but most importantly today, I'm going to be talking about this terrorist called Moja. I have never wanted to be in the habit of dignifying his terrorism, but ladies and gentlemen, I think it is crossing the line, and we must address it, and address it once and for all. Once and for all. So please go ahead and quickly hit your share button. The moment I see 700 on my screen, I will start coming to you with this presentation. I'll come to you with my monologue, and then every other thing else can follow. But in the meantime, I'd like to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Roku television. If you are watching from the diaspora, now for those of you on ground zero or all over Africa, you know you can watch, or you do watch, ABS 24/7. Now, if you are in the diaspora, sometimes people think that we'll come on live or we broadcast only when you see us here on Facebook, on YouTube. Of course not. From day number one, we started broadcasting. We have been 24/7 in Africa, which means after this show is over, we continue broadcasting other news events, documentaries, and so on and so forth that many of you do not see. But if you have Roku, which many people have at home on their TV sets, you can watch us just as Africa watches us by satellite. But you can watch us with Roku TV, or the Roku app that comes with most of the television sets nowadays. So what you can do to find ABS in Roku is to turn it on. Turn on the app. If you watch YouTube movies on your television set, I am pretty sure you are watching it thanks to Roku. So what you need to do is to get on to Roku. Scroll down on the left panel that says, you see the home button, you see the streaming channels. You hit and click to open the streaming channels. Once the streaming channels is open, you will then see the search button or the search word. You click on that and enter Africa Broadcasting Service. You do not want to enter ABS or ABS Africa TV. Nothing will show or nothing will come up. But if you enter the full term, Africa Broadcasting Service, ABS will pop up and you will see our regular logo, the one you see on the scrolling bar there, and you will then save that channel on your home page, your TV or Roku home page. Anytime you want to watch ABS, you just go on and hit on the icon or the logo, and you will see whatever is being broadcast live from ABS. We want every one of you out there, please go ahead and subscribe. Now, remember, you pay nothing. When I use the word subscribe, it doesn't mean that you pay anything. You don't have to pay for anything. Just subscribe. It's a free subscription. That's how you have ABS 24/7, 24/7 at home. So please do that. We are watching the numbers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, let me see those of you who are joining in what is in your mind. And if you have Roku, you are watching by way of Roku, please let me know. Leave a comment and let me know you are watching by way of Roku. Let me apologize for my late coming today. It's not easy to get this to you every time that we plan to. A lot of work done in the background, ladies and gentlemen. We don't just come rush on the set and begin to talk. There is a lot. I mean, the greatest part of the job is done in the background and you cannot see it. So sometimes that is why it keeps us late. Malam Musa is joining from Angola. Thank you, sir. Agwo Turimbe is one of the fans here. Christian Kumbo, the highest fan, the biggest fan here. Nganda Samuel, see you. Godi Nakere. ABS is there on Roku, but it's not broadcasting live. No, sir, it is live as I speak to you. Try it again. Maybe you tried it before when the live aspect of it wasn't on. But right now, I can assure you, it is live on Roku right now as I speak. All right, Bertrand Nayok, watching from Dubai. Okay, Papilo Bado Gento. We own the line, he says, watching live from Bahrain. Amber Toka, I see you. I see also Mark Power. You make our day, he says. Thank you for the compliment, sir. Ndamba Igwe, take the war over to La Republique, he says. They should also feel the pain. Absolutely, sir. Thank you for that. But please, if you are just joining, go ahead and hit your share button. Again, I got some very important developing story coming from Boya today. It happened today. Francophones killed and many hospitalized in Boya. Did I say Kumba? I hope not. Happening in Boya. All right. So please hit your share button as you join right away. I want to see 700 right now in the next 3 minutes. All right. We can do that. Destiny, new country. I see you, sir. I see also Inge Roland. Thanks. Thank you, Secretary Chris. Thank you. Langan Donabel, watching from Colonial capital, Yaoundé. All right. Israel Bongwa, I see you. Desmond Fwanjo. Greetings, he says. Secretary Chris. Itube Ikanjume. Ikanjume is sending warm greetings. That is from him. Thank you, sir. Asong Wisdom, watching from Fontaine. Wonderful. Where is that in Fontaine? All right. I see also Jeff Geoffrey, watching from ground one. Keep the good work, for the Lord will see us through. Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Terence Lochu. Terence is watching from Boya, he says. All right. Desmond, I've mentioned you. Luke Hulse, the anchor man, is here. Thank you. Yes. I see also Bama John watching from Gata. Wow, wonderful. Now, please, those of you watching in Gata, UAE, I mean all these Middle East countries, if you can search on Roku, if you have Roku and find it, let me know. Let me know, because one thing I know for sure is that anybody with Roku around the world, especially Europe and the USA, can receive our channel. But if you're in the Middle East, anywhere in the Middle East, UAE, Qatar, Dubai, you can receive it on Roku. Let me know. I appreciate that. Please hit your share button. Less than 200 to go in the next 2 minutes. Again, very, very critical news. I bring to you breaking, developing news. I bring to you today. Otello, General, you've been missing in action, Otello, for a while. Thanks for seeing you anyway. All right, Promised Land, watching from Dubai. Aga Austin, watching from Germany. Dora. Great news. Francophones should leave our land. Well, it is beginning to happen. They are being forced out right now. I see Formoso Augustine Brown. God be with us. Yes, sir, absolutely. I see also Eli Atangana, the most eloquent anchorman. I'm loyal, sir. All right, thank you for your loyalty, sir. Go ahead, please. I need to see these numbers jumping to this at least 700 before I come to you. Destiny, new country. We have to fund the struggle. Nothing more than that, sir. We have to fund the struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, all this thing called interim government or this or that group doesn't really matter if it cannot raise money to fund this struggle. That is the most important assignment that the interim government is here for, that every Amazonian in the diaspora must take up funding the struggle. Okay. I say promised land. He said we all are, we are all ears. Okay. IT Rollings. Wait till this one too, they talk now. And they talk sense, my friend. Just open your ears and listen. Cheto Robert, thank you, our able anchor man, for standing strong for us. Thank you, sir. Siri Atabong, watching. I see you. In Kem Lazana. This is from K-Town. Thank you for tuning in, man. All right. Okay. Ajaka Joe, London. Greetings, our great fearless communication minister. All right, sir. Hit your share button. I'm waiting for you guys to give me the required numbers. Please, if you are just joining, hit that share button. Hit that share button while I do these salutations. Mediki Dennis Injani. Good evening, Anchor Man. Watching live from Stockholm, Sweden. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. And let me know if you can get it on Roku over there in Sweden. Ekpaka Swift. Good evening, sir. Watching from Bahrain. Okay, let me also know you can get Roku. Get it on Roku in Bahrain, sir. Asong Wisdom says watching from Minji. Okay, I really hope you are a Minji. All right. Neighbor Mumbe Celestine, our honorable secretary, we are behind you. You better be behind Ambazonia. Thank you for that. But please, let's be behind Ambazonia. Let's be behind the flag and also put in our money. That is all that matters. All right, hit the share button, please. Ami Inoko, watching from Dubai. I see NK Linus. I see you. Agero, and Gwenjang. Watching from Bartibo, Mugamolan. All right. Billy Takemben. So I see you. It says share. Thank you. The numbers are not now rising to my liking. We have not hit 600 yet we must have 700 so that I bring you my monologue, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Asunganyi Boris, watching from South Africa. Who else? Neighbor Mumbe, I mentioned you earlier. Lamfu Intankeng. Good evening, Secretary Chris. I'm watching from La République du Cameroon, Yaoundé. I hope you are safe over there. Amin Cornelius, watching from Inchenala in Lebialam. Wonderful. Inchenala, I know the village. All right, Bole T. Sako is jealous to hear us taking the war to La République du Cameroon. That's interesting. All right, I hope he is. That is what he didn't do for 4.5 years. Alison hello, Secretary Chris says. It's nice to see you. Sharp. Thank you. Abakwa Pekin, greetings, sir. Shushu Patra Hansen says present. Mac Terry Asa, keep up, Chris. Dora, I mentioned you. Atianjo Fidelis watching. Etube Ekujume, I think I mentioned you before. In Congo Noe, you are the Larry King of Ambazonia. All right, thank you, sir. I love this, your comments. Beard Jesslyn Buma, watching in Northwest Region, Cameroon. There is nothing like Northwest Region. I see a lot of colonialism still in you. I hope you get rid of that. Okay? We have Ambazonia. Nothing like Northwest, Southwest. Those are colonial divisions. All right? All right. Prince Rene says frogs must go. Hashtag he says. Chris Santos Benguela. Good evening, my humble secretary. Mac Terry, I said, keep walking, Secretary Chris. All right, I'm going to, please, ladies and gentlemen, I need to, okay, I just see the numbers jumping. Please, if you are just joining, go ahead and hit your share button again. I'm coming to you with a developing story from the Federal Territorial Capital in Boya of residents putting out an ultimatum stopping every landowner in Fako and Boya in particular from selling land to Bamilikis and Bamilikis in particular, Francophones in general. There was a big rampage in Boya today, and One person actually was killed. Hit your share button quickly as you join. Let me do this and get to you. We got a very, very interesting discussion today, and I will also have a very, very exciting panel. Godi Nakere. Yes, it's streaming live. I deleted it and added it again. Good job, Secretary Chris. Wonderful. Godi, I need to know where you are. You are referring to Roku, I believe. Yes. Say good evening. Say yes, it's streaming live. I deleted it and added it again. Good job, Secretary Chris. Thank you, sir. So everybody can do that. All you need to do is, again, get on your Roku app. If you do not have the app on your television set already, go to Walmart or any electronic store, buy it. It's a small, I mean, they come in different shapes, but it is quite small. Just plug it behind your television, connect your internet to it. It brings you not just ABS, but thousands, I mean, literally thousands. If you can imagine those in Africa with satellite dishes, they receive thousands of television channels. That is the same thing. It's the same thing with Roku television or Roku app. You install it on your TV, you can watch thousands of channels and local channels wherever you live from the confine of your sitting room. All right, please again hit your share button. I see a lot of progress now. We're almost there. Hit your share button if you are just joining. That's okay. Blink Jota will love you, our anchor man. Thank you, sir. I song. Watching from Boston, Massachusetts, the liberal state in America, the most liberal state. If not, I think California is the most liberal, but Massachusetts must be the second. Thank you, also. Terence Lochu, watching from, he says, and watching from Mwa. Wonderful, wonderful. Hami Papulo mentioned you earlier. Richard Abaiwe, thank you. This is a big fan of ABS. Thank you for your support. Thank you for those of you who sent in donations. I think Richard was one who sent in donations from the appeal that I made here last Monday. Please, we need your help. ABS needs your help, financial help, to take care of the bills here. If you value what we do here indeed, please, I am pleading with you that at the end, before the end of the day, make up your mind to make a simple donation. It can be $20, it can be $50, $100, $200. Please, it will help take care of the bills that we have here. ABS is not government television. ABS is private television. But you can agree with me, ABS is fighting for Ambazonia, is defending this struggle, and we will continue to do so for as long as you assist us, you help us to continue to keep it alive. All right. I will bring you the payment methods in the course of this. We have, ladies and gentlemen, the number just dropped. We must get there. If you have just joined, hit your share button. We have less than 100, less than 70 to go. Hit your share button. All right, Divine Kemaju watching. Are Manye, I am following you, Chris. This is Emmanuel Supo in Limbe. You mean to say Victoria? Thank you, sir. All right. Oh, I see. Atienjo Fideli say he's watching from G. This man lie. This man a lie, not talk true. I know where he there. All right. Samia Kennedy, our fearless secretary. Thank you, sir. AM Azonia. Say Ambazonia watching our one and only Ambazonia anchor man. All right. Who else? I see Shake Kefe. Thank you for joining. The Honorable Wonja Mbua is also watching. Say greetings, Secretary Chris. Christopher Abeti watching from South Africa. Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we have almost 50 to go. I am looking at the numbers. It just dropped again. We must hit 700 before I bring you this breaking news from our federal capital territory in Boya. Eugene in 4 Amber must be free. Ben Junior Che, I see you. Atabong Leslie, good evening, Secretary Chris. watching from Abakwa. Thank you, sir. Tase Clement. Hey, Chris, watching from Abakwa. Another Abakwa. Amber Caracolas. Wow, there are names. Anchorman Keep Fire. Watching from. Is it? I think he wants to write Tennessee, I believe. Okay, Eternal Randolph. See you. I see you. I see Alota Prosper too. So nice. So nice. I think you want to write so nice most of the time. Okay. All right. All right. I will be rounding this up, ladies and gentlemen. Amber Jesus. Interesting. Good evening, Secretary Chris. Indum Renee. I see you. Abakwa Pekin, I mentioned you before. Sue Nelson Chair. You looking good, Mr. Chris. I pray for you, more grace to you. The fuel of the revolution. Thank you for the compliment, sir. Jaco Don, greetings, our able anchorman, Secretary Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, hit your share button. We have just about 50 people to go. If 10 people hit their share button, we will be there. We will be there. So go ahead, hit that share button. Pastor Bo Yannick Lewis. Ground Zero is popping. I don't know what you mean, sir. All right. Ahmed Sedu. I hate seeing Moja terrorizing our people. Yes, sir. That is why we choose to address him and the government that sponsor him today. I always thought to ignore him, but I thought the more you ignore him, the more he goes on carrying out these massacres, these barbarism on our people, and I choose to address him today. Hit your share button. Thank you. Less than 50 people to go. Quickly, let's do that so I can come to you. Okay. Inchu Christian watching from Kumba, K-Town. All right. Etando Randova mentioned you. He said, tell us more. If it is just a rumor or a true story about Ambazonian membership application to FIFA, it is fake news, sir. Ambazonian membership to FIFA, that is fake news. Forget about that. That is social media. Okay, Kizito for Minyam, keep it up, sir. Be strong. Thank you. Tambe Derek, I see you. Say keep the fire burning. Folu Anu, I know him. This is my man, my junior man. All right, he is watching. I see also Divine Share. Very good question, bro. Which question is that? Okay, James Mulu, I see him from Germany. Okay. Elvis Mbangwe, so keep the fire burning. Zao Millions. Wow, we are one person to go, ladies and gentlemen. One person to go. Hit that share button. Jim Mulu says, watching from Germany, of course, yeah. Keep on the good work, sir, he says. All right. Mopao, Sarkozy, Secretary Chris, it's time we get this right. What are we waiting for? This terrorist army come and kill our people. Never kill theirs, even mistakenly. We are happy of the action carried by no pity. Let me see what I write. Carried by no pity, that deadly actions across our borders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Remember, right, Anchorman, you are a I think he means to write a fearless tsunami to La Republic du Cameroon. All right. Ladies, Asong from Kem, greetings, Secretary Chris. Ben Jr. Chair, see you. Solomon Emba, I know you. All right. Emmanuel Aso, Emba Peter, Tanya Zebulon. Wow. We've gone past that number by far now. And I'm so grateful, ladies and gentlemen, for your graciousness and generosity getting the platform saturated. I have only 2 items to bring to you today, but they are important, very, very important. And I'd like you to, again, as we go ahead, continue to hit your share button. Continue to hit your share button as I bring you the stories of the day. I started by telling you of what happened, ladies and gentlemen, in the Boya today. In Boya today. What we have learned in Boya, happening in Boya today, was a rampage. were citizens, residents of my 16, 17, particularly around the village of where they call it Bulu Blind area. They stormed the area in their numbers, Now, this is what happened. I learned that one of the piece of lands allocated to the chiefs when CDC surrendered the lands to the natives was pending sales to potential buyers. Now, why the land was pending sale? The owner of the land, the chief of Way Village, again, I learned it is around the area they call the Bulu Blind area, around the my 16, 17 area. The chief had been selling the land, getting the money, even though the land had not officially been turned over to him. Eventually, the land was turned over to him as he collected the funds, the sales, used it to bribe the administrators as they do to finally get the land turned over to the chief. So, once he got the land turned over to him, ladies and gentlemen, he called those who had paid in advance to come locate their plots, their own plots. Now, one of those, now listen carefully now, one of those who had, or some of those who had bought the land were Bernard Okalia, the colonial governor of the Southern Zone, the divisional officer for Fako and those in Boya, the divisional and the provincial delegates for what land and survey they call it. They had gone to the chief and bought prime pieces of plots on this land. The chief sold them the land, believing that he was governor. The governor was buying the land for himself, the plot for himself. The DOs were buying the plots for themselves. And these land and survey provincial delegates, the chief thought they were buying the land for themselves. But this is what happened today, this morning in Boya. When the chief summoned, the chief and his councillors summoned all those who had paid for land in the place. Instead of Bernard Okalia, the governor and the DO and the provincial delegates for land and surveys showing up to claim their plot. Now, don't forget, they buy the prime spots, the prime plots on that piece of land. The prime plots I consider to be the piece of plots by the side of the road, closer to the road. Those are the prime spots, plots that the governor, Bernard Okalia, the DOs, and ladies and gentlemen, the provincial delegates for land and survey, those are the pieces of lands they bought. But guess what happened? When the chief summoned all those who had paid for the plots to come and locate and take ownership, maybe even mark their plots, guess who showed up? It wasn't Bernard Okalia who showed up to take control of his piece of land. It wasn't the DO. It wasn't the provincial delegate for lands and surveys. It was Francophones, Bamilikis precisely, who showed up, ladies and gentlemen, to claim these pieces of plot. These pieces of plot from the chief of Way Village around the Blue Blind area in Boya. And so when this happened, the youths in around the my 16, 17 area and in that village will learn they showed up in their numbers with machetes and knives. And once they discovered that the governor paid for the lands, but the lands belonged to the Francophones. In other words, the governor was buying the land. The Francophones, the Bamilikis, had bought the land or used the governor, used the DOs, used the provincial lands and surveys delegates to buy these plots of lands and then turn over, handed it to them. And that is what has been going on in not just in Boya, in all of Fako and in Mezan, precisely the Santa down to Bamenda, and my 3, my 2, my 5 areas. They use these colonial authorities to grab land from indigenous owners and then turn around, sell the land to Bamilekis, to Francophones. So today in Boya, Bernard Okalia and the D.Os and the provincial delegates for lands and surveys, they were exposed in their duplicity, in their fraud. So the Francophones showed up on this plot to claim. So when the people realize that, the people coming to claim the lands were Francophones and not Bernard Okalia and his minions. The people took to the rampage and went after, ladies and gentlemen, went after these Francophones viciously. We have learned that some were killed and many were hospitalized, and they are still in the hospital as I speak. Now the pictures I have here, they are really bad. They are really bad. I cannot have them on my screen for long because Facebook will shut us down. Facebook will shut us down. But look at that. Look at that. Coming from Boya. That's a Francophone, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Francophone coming from Boya today. I guess that was one of the landowners. Again, I can't keep these images on screen for long because Facebook will shut us down. Facebook will shut us down. But that is what is coming from Boya today. But not only that, the youth have now given all landowners in Fako an ultimatum, telling them any one of them caught selling land to any Francophone, not just Bamilekis, but any Francophone in that county will have his life to pay for it. That is what the youths have told all the landowners in Fako, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this development is very, very important. I have always told you guys that Bernard Okalia, the colonial governor in Boya, is in the habit of paying for lands, money given him by third parties. He uses his position, even the deals, and the same thing is going on in Kumba, where the colonial divisional officer in Meme, they call him, is it Zhang somebody? No, it's not Zhang. But the colonial divisional officer in Meme is doing the same thing. They get money from Francophones out of the town, out of the city, sometimes in different stages, ladies and gentlemen. Could be from Bafoussam, could be from Douala, could be from Yaoundé. They collect money from them and then buy land for them. Buy land for them to have them settled in Kumba. Now, this is just going on all over the place. 2 years ago, I read a statement in which the government, the colonial government of La République du Cameroon, was advertising, asking Francophones in their thousands to migrate to Bakassi and own land there for agriculture. And the government was going to subsidize them to move to Bakassi to engage in agriculture. Fellow Amazonians, this is critical. I have said here again and again, if we are not careful, if we do not finance this war, a time is coming when Francophones will be majority in Amazonia, and your rights would have gone forever, because when you come to voting, you are not considered. Count the population of Francophones in Amazonia today. They are not the same as in 1990. They are not. There are whole towns in Amazonia today speaking French, whereas 20 years ago, it wasn't the case. We have to win this war. Else, we will lose our identity, we will lose our heritage, and lose our wealth and our property. Bernard O'Callaghan has an agent in Victoria. He buys lands in his name and gets him to turn around and sell the land. There is property in Boya, property in Victoria, owned by Bernard O'Callaghan and other Francophones. They don't pay for the land. They confiscate the land. They go to every chief who receives CDC land and say, you know, I'm the governor. They send people there and say the governor has sent us. And, you know, the governor doesn't have to pay for anything, right? They are privileged citizens. They don't have to pay for anything. The governor goes. They delegate for lands and surveys. They go. The DOs and the mayors, they go, ladies and gentlemen. If the landowner, now we don't have to blame these chiefs. They don't have any powers. They don't have any powers on their own to say, no, we don't have any reason to give you land. They do not. And so we cannot blame them. This case of Boya today, the chief was not even aware that that land, Bernard O'Callaghan and the DOs, they are not buying it for themselves. He himself was shocked when Francophones showed up to say, you know, the governor bought the land, but it is actually my land. He was shocked to see that. And so, fellow Ambazonians, this is what we are fighting for. This is part of what we are fighting for. We're fighting every day. We've been fighting for 61 years, ladies and gentlemen. And every day we fight. La Republic pays us back by making sure they invade us. When they are not invading us with their soldiers, they are invading us with their citizens. And again, by the moment they have the majority or near majority around us, we are done. We are done. We are gone. I have learned that even in Fontaine, ladies and gentlemen, Bamilikis are living Changam, buying cocoa farms down there in Fontaine. They are everywhere. Oh, I just hope that we don't lose this war. If we lose this war, I don't know, you know, your guess is as good as mine. We must remain very, very focused. We must remain very, very focused. What happened in Boya today? I hope that people in Bamenda, people in Nkwen, people in Victoria, I hope they take note of it and begin to chase every Francophone with land in their towns and cities. I have said here, if you are a Francophone and you are going down to the southern, to Ambazonia to buy a piece of land within this time, I would say 30 years from the day this war ends, you shall have an explanation to give how you bought that land. You shall have an explanation to give. Nobody will go free. Our children and children's children must have lands before foreigners take over our lands. Because we know that our people are not selling the lands willingly. When the governor comes to you and says, I'm the governor, what do you do? When the government delegate, who is the one giving you the titles for the lands, the delegate of lands and surveys come to you and say, I am the delegate. What do you do? When the D.O comes, what do you do? Our people are not selling the lands because they want to. They are induced, they are forced to do it. And that is why I say, when Ambazonia is a free and independent country, every land sale will be scrutinized. Every land sale will be scrutinized. I want to thank all of you in Boya, the courageous sons and daughters of Ambazonia in that neck of the wood, who went out today with their knives in their machetes and say, never again, never again. Please, Bamenda, Victoria, Tico, Moyoka, Kumba, Meme, everywhere, Libialem, everywhere. Take the cue. Take the cue from Boya today. Take the cue from Boya today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a short break out, a very short break out. When I come back, I bring you my monologue. I bring you monologue for the day. Please stay tuned.
Would you like to make a six-figure income? Well, you have come to the right place. At Venbati LLC, we can make your dream come true by training you to become a professional Scrum Master in just 6 short weeks. You heard me right, just 6 weeks. This may be the biggest life-changing decisions you will ever make. They say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. If you were walking down the street and opportunity walked past you, would you recognize it? Well, here is an opportunity you won't want to miss. At Venbati LLC, our world-class trainers would prepare you for one of the best career changes you will ever make. And then you can consider yourself lucky when you make that 6-figure income and laugh your way to the bank. If you are that person who can recognize an opportunity, call us at 240-701-7796. Check out our website, www.venbati.com. We have limited spaces. First come, first serve. Come one, come all.
Are you a church or ministry leader? Imagine broadcasting your own ministry show or program on TV for just $1,000 for a full year. 1 hour every weekend. That's only $83 a month. That's $20 per show. That's the opportunity ABS TV is offering every ministry or pastors. These slots won't last long. Secure your spot before they run out. Or maybe you just want your conference covered live. Well, we can do that too. ABS TV is reaching millions of homes in Africa by satellite and other millions in Europe and America through Roku TV. You can contact us at 832-387-1460 and by email at info@absafricatv.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. My microphone was muted. Again, this is the moment I bring you my monologue, talking points for the day. The person you find on your screen is called a woman, A.K. John, alias Moja. He is a French Cameroon army of the BIRO, ladies and gentlemen, a French Cameroon army of the BIRO battalion. He has carried out undescribable barbarism, including killings on innocent people. He says he is fighting Ambazonia restoration forces, but apparently he hasn't killed one or tortured one Ambazonian restoration fighter. The only person that he has tortured, ladies and gentlemen, are civilians. This has been going on for quite a long time, and we have never addressed it. But I thought today to come to you to address it. I'd like you to stay tuned and listen, take a listen to what I got to bring to you today about Moja. I believe the moment has come, the time has come that he is stopped. Moja is stopped. If French Cameroon will not stop him, if D.O and Gov't will not stop him, the time has come that we Ambazonians stop him. About 3 years ago, we had one Patrick Ekema, Colonial mayor of Boya, running around and terrorizing people in the city. Before he finally bowed out, he had wreaked such havoc we all thought was beyond description on the inhabitants of the city. Traders in particular bore the biggest brunt of his humiliation and inhumanity. Patrick Ekema tore down people's shops, forced people to pay taxes they didn't owe, and money for which they didn't even have. Ekema got others arrested and thrown behind bars for the least offense. They had to pay heavy indemnities to regain their freedoms. Once out of detention, their lives came abruptly to a standstill, never again to go back to business. Ekema had wasted all that they had left, including their life savings. He made whole families descend to misery. Many of them are out there roaming the streets of Boya and can testify to this. This is important because this was an elected official, a government official who ought to have known better. He was supposed to be working for the people. He was supposed to be protecting them and helping them grow the city by encouraging a serene business atmosphere. He didn't. He chose to pester them. Everywhere in the world, government officials are the image bearers for that government. When they stray either through brutal, genocidal, corrupt, or fraudulent practices, it sends such a negative message or image about that government. When they do exactly what Patrick Ekema was doing in Boya, it paints exactly the kind of picture people should think of that government. Patrick Ekema aptly represented in Boya the kind of regime that sits in Yaoundé. Yaoundé is not just a fraudulent and corrupt regime. It is barbaric. It is genocidal and void of the rule of law. That's the reason why they will not call Ekema to order. And the moment his excesses became too many, until he paid with his own life, instead of calling him to order, they surrounded him with the best snipers and protection they could afford, thus empowering him to go on and on and on with crimes against the people. Ekema was running around boasting that nobody can do him harm. Nobody can hurt him, he said. But he wasn't only running around with a pocket of snipers and security operatives. He made sure he was going everywhere with a suitcase filled with millions of CFA francs inside. Did all of this save him? Your guess is as good as mine. We have been told of one moment Patrick Ekema was picked up by the restoration forces, a moment he was supposed to have learned from, but which he didn't. He was picked up with millions on him, ladies and gentlemen, and he was able to buy his head thanks to the millions. He survived that day and probably thought he was going to live to survive another one. He was wrong. He got it all wrong. His security, equipped with the best armor that a Republic of Cameroon could afford, didn't save him the second time. The money too couldn't do the trick. It couldn't pay for that moment. The arrogance was over, and his reign of terror too. It was all over. Invincibility failed him. This retrospect is obvious and very important, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Patrick Ekema II in Boya doing what Ekema I left undone. Like in Ekema's case, this brute isn't a civilian taking the laws into his hands. He is also a government official, a military officer, and a traditional ruler of one of the villages in Boya. Iwome John, alias Moja is his name. I have never thought about dignifying his terrorism for a second, just so he feels important. But the man has bitten more than he can chew. He has crossed the line. When Moja isn't engaged in the art of exhibiting his magical prowess with deadly snakes and vipers, he is either busy chasing what he calls Northwesterners out of their homes in Tiko and Mutengene, or he is busy arresting and subjecting innocent residents, both men and women, to the most cruel type of savagery anyone can imagine. The case of the pregnant woman, allegedly the former girlfriend of FM No Pity, is still very much in our memories. She was brutally tortured, and as if to say that wasn't enough, the administrative authorities in Boya, instead of prosecuting and reprimanding Moja, picked up this pregnant woman and thrown her behind bars for no crime of her own. We have seen Moja drag dozens of innocent civilians into his torture chambers in his Boya village, and under live cameras subject them to the most severe cruelty anyone can imagine. In his most recent torture exhibitions, a young man is seen both sitting in his parlor and in his trunk, the trunk of his car, strapped in it, and is tortured beyond resistance. Blood can be seen oozing out through his mouth and nostrils uncontrollably. The young man yells and cries for help and mercy, but he is too far away from one. At the end of the exhibition, the last thing heard is a sound like that of a gunshot, and that ends the young man's life. Moja bangs the drum, and the show is over. The victim is certainly dead. Tomorrow, Moja will jolly well show up with another victim. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised he shows up with another victim just after this broadcast is over to prove a thing or how defiant and tough he is. But for how long does Moja think he can prove this toughness of his? In this world, everything comes to an end. I hope he knows this. But the most troubling thing of all here isn't Moja terrorism per se. It is the fact that he does this under the cover and in the uniform of a government that wants the world to believe it protects human rights. A government that claims to respect human rights. Sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and allow a uniformed officer to game with the lives of other citizens. What does it say of that government? What image is the government portraying of herself? That Moja kills to fulfill her goals, isn't it? The government of La République du Cameroon sat back and allowed Moja to torture the pregnant woman. And as if to reward him, they took the woman from him after the torture. And instead of sending her to the hospital for treatment, they put her behind bars. Like to say, thank you, Moja. You did a good job. Some people have said that Moja has some mental issues. I say, hell no, he doesn't. I don't think so for a second. Moja is not just some rogue element taking to terrorism in some remote village. He is a Cameroon's military officer. This should be noted. A Cameroon military officer of the BIR battalion. He conducts these barbaric exhibitions, often in uniform of La République de Cameroon's army. And to demonstrate how cowardly a soldier he is, all his victims have never been the ARF fighters, which would be a legitimate target. They are civilians. His victims are powerless civilians. Moja has beaten more than he can chew. He has done what Patrick Ekema left undone. If his target was the restoration fighters, we will not be quarreling him and his master sponsors. It's a legitimate target. Being a colonial soldier, he is allowed to fight what they consider as separatists. That the Cameroon government will equip him and allow him to arrest, to torture, and to kill innocent civilians recklessly is such a tacit endorsement of his acts of barbarism. And since they don't want to pay him for it, Ambazonians will. The moment has come for Ambazonians, especially those resident anywhere in Fako, to declare Moja persona non grata, a fugitive and subject to arrest or mob justice. And please, do not tell me that Moja is a soldier and can do what he does. No, he is not. He is a thug. Soldiers are not trained to torture or kill innocent civilians. He has crossed the line. The moment is now to get rid of him before he beheads one more person. Mr. Moja, sir, let me address you personally. And I know this is the attention you have been craving for all this time. I will give it to you, sir. But listen to me. I know you are watching. You may have a couple of AK-47s surrounding you. I have seen you display some of them. But I'd like to remind you, sir, that Patrick Ekema had more than you. He had many more than you. Again, Ekema walked about at every given moment with at least 10 gun-toting security men. Plus, he had money and Mungang too, including power and influence. He bought his life at one time for 10 million francs CFA. But in spite of the money, the AKs, the Mungang, and the well-armed guards, he could not elude the moment of pay when he finally came. Moja, sir, you don't have Patrick Ekema's level of security. You don't even have his money either. And you think you are invincible? Your days are numbered. Take this to the bank. You will never be safe in that palace of yours, nor anywhere in Fako and Ambazonia at large. You will be haunted like the rat that you are, since your paymasters will not call you to order, and you carry out this terrorism under the cover of their uniform. Ambazonians will haunt you. Your case is worse than that of the colonial soldier next to you, sir. Get ready. The die is cast. That is my monologue, ladies and gentlemen. And now we bring in, I am joined by Prince J. Carr, the son of Fako, and I'm also joined by Mr. Nanchop, another son of Fako. They are going to do justice to this subject. Mr. Nanchop, sir, it's great to have you today. Your volume, sir, your volume. check your volume. Let me get to Prince J. Car. Prince J. Car, good to have you, sir. Hope your volume is okay.
I don't know, Secretary Chris. Greetings.
All right, good.
Is my
Thank
volume
you.
okay?
I think Mr. Nanchop should check his own volume. It is all set on this side. Should be on your side. Prince J. Car, you call yourself the son of Fako, and this guy Moja has eluded all of you in Fako for all this time. How did this happen? I mean, you see his atrocities, you see his brutality, his barbarism, his how did this happen? How did you guys in Fako allow this to happen? Tell us.
Well, we did not allow anything to happen, Secretary Chris. You know, we are fighting a war, and at the same time we are fighting a political science prepared by France to manipulate the war. If you noticed very well, they are struggling to create more of a segregation, more of a division in the southern Cameroon perspective as a nation. Yeah, they are struggling to make the world see that the war is only in the northern zone and the war is not in the southern zone. Yeah, and they are not only doing that, they are taking the stupidity of both the people from the southern zone, especially Fako. They are taking the ignorance of the youths, and they are taking also the ignorance of the people and those elites. So, and also some people in the revolution. Yeah, this is a well-calculated political plan. You know, when we took out Ekema from the game, the La Republic government knows very, very well that if the whole southern Cameroon, if we are united for one, especially those from the Fako region, if we are united for one with everyone which is in this revolution, to win this war is just a tip in the iceberg. That means it's going to be very fast. So they have to play the politics of division. They have to play that. Now, how do they do? If you look, Moja was made a first video attacking the governor. I think I have that video in my archive, if I'm not mistaken. And after he made that video, he's the chief of Boya. Yeah, he made a very strong video attacking the governor. After that video, before this madness started, and I believe we will not be the one to take him down. La Republic government will. When they are done with him, they will take him down.
When will they do that, Prince J. Car? When will La Republic government do that? When you say La Republic will do that, when will they do that? He has done it. He did this against that lady, that pregnant lady. And what did La Republic government do? They picked up the lady, and instead of sending her to the hospital for treatment, they sent her to jail.
Secretary Chris, see, what La Republic is doing is what we call psychological war. Yeah. The psychological war of putting fear in the minds of Southern Cameroonians. They know Southern Cameroonians don't have that bile. You understand? They know, especially those in Fako, they know they prefer to drink a cake of beer, a bottle of beer and a cake of palm wine and sell their destiny. Yeah. They know Southern, especially, I don't want to say Southern Cameroon because those from the northern zone, those from Boya, from Manu, part of the southern zone, there are some of us which they are very, very ready for the war. But those from the southern zone, they still have fear. So what do they do in the psychological war? They use people like Moja. Go out there, pick innocent citizens, torture them, instigate fear in the mind of the people, and then nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to die. Because if the population of Fako wants Moja to be taken out from the street, it's ABC. How did we do it? How did they do Ekema? Did somebody shoot Ekema on the street? No. I don't want to say it here how Ekema was handled. Ekema was handled, it was a voluntary something. I don't want to give out the tactics here, I don't want to say it. Ekema was taken out voluntarily. Everybody in Fako was fed up of Ekema. Now, but everybody in Fako is fed up of Moja. But what have they done? They have used the snake, they have used the killing, the torture, the medicine and everything to try to make him look like, oh, he's sophisticated and everything. And people are scared. Even those who can help us take him out are also scared. But I tell you, he will go down. I'm watching the game very well. He will go. He will go. He will go down. I don't want to say it how he will go, but I bet you he will go down in soon or no time. I tell you that.
Let me get to Mr. Nanchop. Mr. Nanchop, before you get on, let me present on the screen here some images, very, very disturbing images coming from Boya, circulating in the social media of Moja. I warn the audience, these images, they are graphic. They are graphic. If you can't withstand torture, I ask you to please shut down your TV for a moment. If you can't watch anything torture, shut down your TV for a moment before I bring you these images. But this is it.
Okay, today na 27th of June, Monday 27th of June 2022. Amba no be so?
Na so.
Okay, na who catch you so?
Na Satan today, alias Moja.
Okay, I wan tell you something for here. You dey answer na wetin I dey talk. Tell me Moja go Eko na account the soka. Amba dey no shoot to me.
I shoot to you.
Okay, that one happen there will shoot to me. Call me some of their name.
Stone Cold.
Stand for up.
Stone Cold.
Yes.
Mandela.
Yes.
Obi.
Na dem be shoot to me.
Na dem be shoot to you.
Okay, the man wey dey mortuary, how dem call him name?
Gombe.
Na who dey kill him?
Na we Agba kill him.
He be gone una.
Maybe not the wrong way.
Okay, why una kill him so? When me to catch una, what you fit do una?
You get for revenge, I will kill we.
Move that thing for your face. Fast. Tell them. How did you call your name?
Some people they call me La Vista.
Wetin?
La Vista.
Oh, after La Vista, how did they call you?
11 missed call. I Satan 3. You be man. Satan 3.
Stop noise. Why you look at me? What be my name?
Satan 3. I for one you know. I for one you know.
Now I can't let that go on for long, ladies and gentlemen. That is barbaric, very, very barbaric. But I like to also bring you the second image, the second footage of this. The second footage is of the same person. The same guy you saw in this footage, in this video, is the same guy in this other one. I'd like you to take a look at it.
Okay, you know be my friend.
I be your friend.
That day for Lisoka, call all your friends that they be shooting me. One in Haiti.
Mandela.
The other one.
Stone Cold.
The other one.
Mandela Stone Cold. Na his name be Jia.
Na his name be Jia now.
Yes.
Okay, then the boy they kill am now for Bokova. Where the dance juju with me. Now they kill am.
Na Stone Cold.
Will you again?
With Mandela.
Then the girl they rape am. Look your foot. Una can see your foot. Videotape your foot. You don't see your foot.
Yes.
Okay. You know now don't catch you now.
Na Moja na God.
Satan
3.
Say Satan 3. To say Amba Moja strong.
Amba Moja strong.
Say animal define Moja.
Animal define Moja.
All right. Again, the images are not good. I can't allow that on the screen for long. But that is what that fellow is doing in Boya. The barbarism that he is meeting. We do not know whether this guy is still alive or not. But the last thing we saw in that footage was something that sounded like a gunshot. And then after the gunshot, Moja shot the trunk of his car with his victim in that trunk. Whatever became of him, of the victim, nobody knows. In the first footage, you hear him talking of another person lying in the mortuary, killed by him. Again, I come back to you, Mr. Nanchop. You are also from Fako. What is it going to take? And again, this is not a response at this moment. It's no longer the responsibility of Fako. I think it is the responsibility of every Ambazonian to see that this guy pays for what? For the pain that he has inflicted upon families, dozens of families. So, Mr. Nacho, please come in there. I hope your audio is good now. No, Mr. Nancho, we still can't hear you. We still can't hear you. Go ahead and talk. Let's see.
So, can you check if you muted him or he's muted?
Can you hear him? No, he's not muted. Can you hear him, Prinjeka?
I can't hear him myself. I can't get him.
No, he is not
I think he needs to log.
here.
He needs to
I would
log out
suggest,
and come back
Mr.
again.
Nanchop, you log out and log back in.
I think that's what he has to do.
Log out and log back in. So, Prinjeka, in that case, let me come back to you. Let me come back to you. You saw those images that is taking place in Boya. How come that nobody is invading his palace? I mean, I'm talking of even the people. How come nobody is invading that palace to take him by surprise?
Secretary, you see, this war that we are fighting, we are fighting with the people. And the population is one target of the government. And when the population has been put into fear, they cannot react. That's why you see I've told the restoration fighters that if they kill a military, forget about human right. Yeah, forget about human right or anything. The fighters which I communicate with, I've told them, if you kill a military, before you roast the body, make a video. Let him talk. Do you see what Moja is doing? That's what restoration fighters have to do. That's why I like No Pity and those who collaborate with him. And that's why you see me, I fell down with the guys from Ekona. Because those guys in Ekona and all those you hear about Black Town, all the nonsense you hear, they come online and they're making noise about Sako and the so-called Fombat. These are the reasons you see I stood against all of them, because you will hear every day Fako was raising money, but you will not see all these things because some of them, they work in collaboration with these people doing this action. Yeah, they work in collaboration with all these people doing this action, because we have to reinstigate back the hope of the people. When Ekema was doing that nonsense, if you heard Boya was hot, fighters were doing things. Fighters were out making the population know we have hope in them. But now, Moja is doing this. What do you have? It's because people are taking money, are working with La Republic government to collect money. But we avenge all that. Yeah, and to rebuild back the hope of the people, somebody like Moja, I will not hide it, the day they will arrest him, before they take him out, they will chop him like a small meat. Yeah, we are working on that. The day they will take him out, I've already given myself for the revolution, so I'm not scared to say anything. I know what it is about. I'm in the diaspora. I know what it is about a human right or whatever. In America or wherever, you cannot do this. You touch one citizen, they will gun you down on the street. So why in Amazonia, people have to do things we're talking about fear? Forget fear. I've told the restoration fighters. It's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The day you owe anyone, before you want to disappear him, set the example, put it on video, put it out. Forget about all this human. Look, we are humans. There is no human right or any nation that will stand and tell you that you will shoot an American or you shoot somebody in my country and they leave you to exist for one day. I've watched it here live. A Jewish guy killed one guy in my country here. Before the Jewish ambassador could come, they gunned the Jewish guy on the street, direct. So that's what has to give hope back to our people. I don't want to say many things here, but I believe the people of Fako, those who are in the Fako Security Council, Reverend Asong, they are all watching all this video. Yeah, we have to play our game. We have to see how to catch the fish. And when we catch the fish, forget about anything human right. I've told the restoration fighters, the way the human right comes is where you fail. He who fails the war, if Amazonia lose this war, that is where we'll get all the repercussions from the human right. Because it will be like, why did you start a revolution that you cannot finish it? But when you win a war, there is nothing like human right. No. When you win a war, there is nothing, because the human right and all those United Nations, they are people of interest. They know you control. So they're coming to bargain business with you. But when you lose the war, that's when they call you a terrorist. If Mandela lose to the apartheid, what he was fighting for in South Africa, Mandela will always be named a terrorist. But because Mandela won the fight of apartheid, he was buried as a hero. So there are times we need to forget about all these things. There are times if you have to do something, the Bible says the children of God suffer the kingdom of God suffer violence, and only violence can take it by force. There are times you need to apply full violence. You all have seen what the people of the West region are doing. You all have seen what the Bulus are doing. It's only our own people who are very stupid, whereas we have nothing. But you have the highest black legs from us and the others. You're muted, Secretary Chris.
Prince J.K., one of the things I mentioned in my monologue is the fact that the government of La République du Cameroon, knowing that this is their army, in fact, I have an image in which he is wearing their uniform. He is a BIR. Look at his cap, look at the uniform. And their government, knowing that this guy is attacking and killing innocent citizens, will never call him to order. D.O and Gov't, their prime minister, once put up a photo show in which he was kind of telling Moja, temper it down, and you think that he was actually sternly warning him to stop those acts of barbarism. No, Moja just continued and has since killed so many people. You heard him talking about somebody lying in a mortuary there, and you think that somebody will go after him. You think that their government or their prime minister or their military hierarchy will go after him. No, nothing. He just does what he does in army uniform.
No, Secretary Chris, let me correct you there. He doesn't look. What Moja is working on is a well-staged political plan by Cameroon government. It is a plan made to segregate, to make the war look like the war is only in the northern zone. Maybe you don't get the picture right. What Moja is doing there, I will interpret it to you now. What Moja is doing there, it's like a military man who is a chief and who works for the government, making sure that the war which is in the northern zone does not come to the southern zone.
All right, we have Mr. Nanchop back here. Mr. Nanchop, good to have you. I think your audio is great now. Again, I will ask you the question that I asked Prince J.K. Before. What do you make of the fact that this guy is carrying out these barbaric and terrorist attacks under the uniform, the military uniform of La République du Cameroon?
First of all, good afternoon to you, Secretary Chris. I hope you can get me now.
I can get you 5 on 5.
Excellent. And good evening to the beautiful people of the beloved nation, Amazonia. Secretary Chris, let me go straight to the point. You used 2 words. You talked about barbaric and terrorism. Barbarism and terrorism. These are the hallmarks of La République du Cameroon. These are typical characteristics to define La République du Cameroon. And this is of no surprise to me to see that someone in their uniform of the Amazonian origin is manifesting the same character trait we see in La République du Cameroon, because they've been trained like this, they've been tamed to behave this way. Moja, who claims to be a chief, this is not the first image we are seeing. Secretary Chris, again, what I want to draw to the attention of the international community is that we live in a dispensation where we are privileged to have images like this. But things like this have been happening in the years past. Things like this have been happening and are happening on daily basis. But we are not opportune to see them in this mass. Now we have these images coming to us where Moja is filming himself doing or perpetrating these acts of brutality against innocent citizens. And you have La République du Cameroon cheering him up. My brother J.K. said this is a game by Moja and of course La République du Cameroon, a psychological game to intimidate the people, to impute and instill fears in their hearts, so that the weak-minded ones will start giving up. They will start feeling like, they cannot resist him, they cannot fight back. You know, if you hear him talk, let me be honest, Secretary Chris, this is a manifestation of a man who is very weak. Moja is demonstrating his weakness. If he's a bill, he's a soldier, let him go out there and confront the ARFs with bullets. Let him not go around like what happened with this lady we see on the screen. I mean, molesting a pregnant woman. Who does that? And the worst of all is to see that the government of La République du Cameroon, they supported this, they covered it up, and this lady was in jail for a long period of time. I don't even know if she's out. But this shows us that we have a big problem, the people of Amazonia. My people of Fako, we have a big problem. If we can see these kind of things being perpetrated by somebody we call our son or a brother in the land against a woman, against a pregnant woman, against innocent people, then it means we have a problem if we allow these things go on because Moja is now projecting himself to be an untouchable. He feels like he's someone that no one can touch. Moja thinks he can do anything, and of course, just like we know, this is the characteristics of the armies, the bees, the soldiers, the police. They perpetrate heinous crimes, and then they go free because they take the law in their hands. Nobody can judge them. I mean, even lawyers have been beaten by these bees. So, if we are looking at this from the side of justice, nothing can be done because again this is why we are fighting for our own country where there will be equitable justice where people can be held accountable for their actions independent of who they are. My people of southern Cameroons, my people of Fako, Moja is doing this thing because they say what you allow grows, but what you resist you overcome. Moja is doing this thing because the good people of Fako have not resisted him. Mr. Chris, the question I'm asking myself is, where are those women who were parading the streets of Fako, claiming that they want Amber Boys to leave or whatsoever, seeing that their own fellow woman
You
is
are
being
very
molested?
correct. You are very correct. And I think this is the moment to ask that question. Where are the so-called Northwest, Southwest women? What those ladies parading the streets of Boya, protesting Amber, parading the streets of Bamenda, protesting Amber. Where are you? Where are you protesting
Exactly.
the barbarism of this animal here, standing, getting a Photoshop, a photo up with your prime minister? Where are you? You should be ashamed of yourselves out there. If you are a true woman, you should be on the street protesting this talk here. I'm sorry. Go on, please, Mr. Nancho. I'm just
Such a
mad
case,
at
I
that.
can understand. I can understand the expression of that feeling. I share the same feeling with you. But this is the game. Amazonians, we are not going to talk a lot about this, at least not on social media. But the truth is that this is a call for action. And as a son of Fako, I want to make this clear, very clear to Moja. Moja, you are not going to see 2023. It's a clear statement. I'm giving you an open public challenge because you've beaten more than you can chew. And I'm calling the population of Fako to be very vigilant. To those who love justice, to those who love human
The
lives.
population of Fako should not be very vigilant. The population of Fako should not be very vigilant. The population of Fako should act as intelligence. That's all we need. Intelligence. We need the intelligence. We will make his life miserable. And I really mean miserable. If he thinks he is invincible, Mr. Nanchop, I will remind him that Patrick Ikema once thought he was invincible. Patrick Ikema was running around with millions of CFA in his suitcase. He once saved himself by offering 10 million to some corrupt Amber fighters. But then the second chance was there. Money could not save him. Guns could not save him. No amount of security could save him. He could not run and hide anywhere. And I want Moja to know that he doesn't have Ekema's money. He doesn't have Ekema's security. You may have a couple of AK-47 around you. You may have your snakes surrounding you. But I can assure you, when the moment comes, no snake will save you. No Mungang will save you. No AK will save you because Patrick Ekema had much more than you. Go on, please.
Such a Chris, I think it's fair to say that Moja is doing all these things because the ground was set apace for him. Someone had paved the way for him. And this again, if you look at Fako right now, let's talk about the security in Fako from the perspective of the Amazonian restoration fighters. You will see that there's been a lot of infiltration. You will see that, and that's why something like AFCON could hold in Fako, right? So Moja cannot be acting like this without some internal empowerment from Fako. And by this, I'm not talking about the indigenous of Fako. I'm talking about some of those in this struggle that have helped to somehow frustrate the restoration fighters. We have a lot of restoration fighters in Fako who are ready and are capable to do the job. And they will do the job. They will perform. They will
No,
perform.
we
I
have
trust
them.
this
They
guy.
will do it. They will do it.
They will do the job. It's a matter of time. And I want to tell you that after having some meetings with these guys, Moja is number one object is a number one target at the moment.
He's a dead
Moja,
man.
Moja, Moja is when he goes around to parade his juju, his so whatsoever. This again is to play a mind game to tell the people he's strong, he's spiritually strong, he can do this, he can do that. As a matter of fact, if you listen to the video, he was likening himself to Satan. He said he's Satan 3. Moja is trying to make himself a stronghold in Fako, a principality in Fako. But you also understand that principalities and powers can be brought down. And
Wait,
it's a matter of
again,
time.
just as I said, Patrick Ekema thought he had powers, isn't it? I was told he has one talisman who gives him accurate information, accurate intelligence, and nothing can happen to him. It did. It happened.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Chris, you will notice that when Dictator Bia we saw an image of Dictator Bia where he went to Yaoundé in one village and he was doing incarnations. You saw him having this juju. A week after that, we saw Patrick Ekema doing the same thing as a
Right.
matter of trying to prove himself of spiritualism as being strong, But again, these are the signs of weak people, of people who are lost. They are spiritually lost. When he does things like that, it's because he's spiritually weak. He's trying to prejubilate himself outwardly as though he has spiritual strength. But Moja is a mess.
All
Moja
right,
is a
let's go
mess.
to Prince J.K.
Thank you,
Prince
Chris.
J.K., you were about saying something there.
Yeah, let me come up. Let me say something there. I want to let everyone know that Monja's case is not even a case for us to talk because it's something that we can handle. It's just that the security in Fako was weakened, let me just say distracted by Sako. If you see, we already touched Monja. Yeah, he missed the one attack they prepared for him. Yeah, I don't want to say how things, but there was a time he disappeared. We touched him.
That is
It's
true.
not today.
I learned of
He's
it. That is
just
very
he's just
true.
coming back from what we gave him. If not for the politics in Fako, which the restoration fighters are playing with the chiefs, which the chiefs they gave the restoration fighters of Fako some money not to fight. And that's why I got pissed off with Sako supporting Fombad when I told them that Fombad doesn't have control over those voices in Fako. If not, Monja would have gone long time ago. Yeah, long time. Because there was one day, a few period of times, he almost got into the net. I would have brought the news. I even brought it out that Monja is not. Where is he?
I think that is
Because
the
he
incident
almost got him
he is
into the net.
accusing that victim of when he says they attack him. Whereas that guy is not even a fighter, isn't it? That guy is not a number.
The thing is, the thing is, he should just. We will not say it anymore, Secretary Chris. Monja is not an issue. Forget about those snakes and all that. The Baba used to protect Ekema. Before Ekema was taken down, the Baba died. And I don't want to call the Baba's name. I don't want people to know how we operate. But I've told people that Watana Wata or Tina Wata, there is nothing in this world that is above the sea. No, there is nothing. The sea is the most deepest part of the world. So if we are Watana Wata, that means we can quench anybody. The Baba that protected Ekema, before Ekema went, the Baba went away. The Baba was living in Bova. Yeah. I'm a prince of Fako and I know Moja will go down at the right time. Don't
Yes,
bother.
Mr.
So Chris,
Nanjo.
let me remind Echo of one thing. This is Moja. Let me remind him of one thing. As a matter of fact, let me take him back to his background, his family lineage. I want to remind him of how his father died. We know your father, Moja. And the good thing is you have a good resemblance to your father. We know how he died. I know your father. We know your father. We know how he was. The poor guy was driving around, a driver driving the car for the CDC workers. We know him. You know how he died. The point is this, Moja. You see, you've done what you've crossed the red line, and there is no turning back for you. There is no way we are going to pardon you for the things you've done. And I want to make this very clear, categorically clear, that your days are counted. You know, you go around, make noise, make audios, make videos, spewing threats. Secretary Chris, I want to assure the people of Ambazonia that we are not going to spend time here just to talk about Moja. We want to assure you that we are going to take care of Moja in the shortest time, And Moja, we are coming for you. Be very ready. You since you have juju, you have powers, you've shown the world that you have those things. Let's see how those things will be able to protect you from what we are giving you. That's all I can tell the people of Amazonia. I'm not going to waste my time to talk about this lunatic. It's clear that this game, now, the only thing I can say here again in this lineage with respect to La Republique du Cameroon in this line is that it proves to the world that we are right. Seeing that one of theirs in uniform is doing this in public and they cannot call him to order, it shows to the world that there is no human right in that part of the world. So, but I'm happy that La Republique no more have that jurisdiction in our territory. They don't control our territory. We own the land and we control the land. Therefore, I'm telling the people, I see when I was saying that the people should be vigilant, it was by saying those who are working with us understand what I'm saying, Secretary Chris. That some certain things is difficult as an activist, as someone who knows a lot, as someone who is interconnected with these fighters. It's difficult to talk on TV and keep yourself in a position where you don't leak out deep secrets.
Right,
That's what I'm
right.
trying to do right now. So I'm just trying to speak a language of those. I believe some of those watching me can understand what I'm saying. But the message here is very clear. Amazonians, Moja, you are target number one. And I'm making this very clear. It's not a secret. You declared yourself you want to be a target. So we have decided to put our Operation Sunshine on you, to put our arrows towards you. So let's see. I'm willing to see. Before Ikema died, Secretary Chris, a few weeks before Ikema died, I came out. That was the first time I even spoke about him. And I said the same thing about him. And Moja, it's your turn. I'm making it to you. If you know what happened to Ikema, where is Ikema? Where you will learn the lesson. They say, flower no the hear him. If you follow their body, go for grave. We will see who say go end.
All right, all right. Gentlemen, let us move over to the other subject before and I open the phone lines. You guys have heard, I believe you've heard of what happened in Boya this morning, where the youths from within my 17 and 16, they stormed this plot of land in the Bulu Blind area and chased out Francophones who had passed through the governor, the D.Os, and the land survey delegate to buy land, prime land in that matter for themselves. The people chased them away, killed one person. Again, the images are not really good, as you can see there. I can have them there for long as we are shut down. But that is what happened in the Boya this morning. What are you people making of this awakening? This awakening, I should say, in Boya over land issues. Any of you, Prince Jeka, let me start with you.
Well, Secretary Chris, it's good. I'm very happy the children of Fako, they are listening to my message as a voice of the ancestor. I'm very, very happy. The only one thing they are failing is to pick up the gun, pick up the AK, and make the enemy know that they are not weaklings. Yeah, sometimes when we come out to talk is because they say a traveler is the most intelligent man on earth. If you are not a traveler, that means you don't know nothing, no matter how much studies you have studied, no matter how many certificates or papers you have. For the fact that we have traveled, as young we are, we have traveled over many countries and we have experienced many things. We talking to them back home, educating them, shows that we love them. It's good they are standing up, and I've told all the paramount chiefs, If they don't go out to protect the youths, if they don't go out to make sure the youths benefit from their land, from their ancestors, they will follow the others. And with time, things in Fako will change. The security in Fako, just like we have addressed Moja, things will change. All the loopholes that was left by Sako, we are filling them up. When they will be filled up, all the chiefs who are playing, all the whoever who are playing the game of La Republic, when we catch you, we don't waste. We send you direct to hellfire. This is war. In war, they don't miss sentiments. And for the youths, let them rise up. Yeah, because none of them can ever go to Yaoundé and buy a plot of land. No one day. You know, one the other thing Okala Bila is doing there with the deals, creating new layouts and putting names here, coming here, put this chief here, they give land from Yaoundé. You cannot go and try that in Ebolowa or in Betua or in one village in Eton. You cannot. You try that, they will kill you. You can even buy a plot of land. How many of you in Saudi Cameroon own lands in Yaoundé? How many? Before you want to buy a land there, this one will ask, where is it? They will talk in their language, Yaoundé. They will talk. And if they know you are not from there, they will make sense. Even if you are rich like how, they will not sell you. If we are very stupid. That's why I say, even those who act like black legs, they are the most stupid people. And they will be slaves for the rest of their life. If you don't wake up to fight, your ancestors will not fight for you. Late Barrister Ben Muna said that. He said, if you don't fight, they will not bloody fight for you. You can sell your land, sell it like the Douala people. You are the one who cares. Who cares? You will sleep in the street. They will chase you out. Sell it. Who cares? Most of you look us like we are fool. If you like, don't fight. I've told the ones in Victoria, don't fight. Stay in diaspora and say, oh, that one a team, that one a team, that one a team. Before you want to go back, foreigners must have swept the whole of your land. You will start buying from them. And you will be left like the Douala man. You put on white shirt, we get Douala, but you don't have a house to show for. It's good. Let the ones in Boya fight. Not only them fight, let the paramount chiefs join them to fight. The PC moderator told them, don't get involved in politics. So if they don't fight, it's their business. But I'm happy they're standing up, and I'm calling all those, especially in Victoria. The worst is in Victoria. Most of the DOs they have plots. I've said the day we hold
They
them,
don't have one plot.
we'll
They
show
have
them
two,
that
three,
Jesus Christ
four,
died for
five
nothing.
plots, and they turn around and sell them. It's big business now. Mr. Nancho,
Yeah.
before we open the phone lines, go ahead and give us your point, your take on this place.
So, Chris, one thing is clear. It's only in Fako. Fako has become a liberal land. It's only in Fako that you will see such nonsense. And you rarely see a Fako person owning a land in a Bamileke man's land. I don't think you even have,
Yeah,
if
no,
that should exist,
not
you will not
just
see
Fako,
it.
but Ambazonians
I'm an
in
Amazonian
general.
person in general. But should you go to Fako, almost all the top positioned lands belongs to the Bamilekes and the West. Now, I want to say this thing very clear. We are going to rebuild Buea. Boya is the federal capital of Ambazonia. One thing is certain, we are going to build Boya with structure. So sometimes when I look at these people rushing for lands, rushing for building, and rushing for all this nonsense, I'm laughing at them because it's a waste of money and waste of time. What will happen is once we gain our independence, we must rebuild Boya with structure. So most of those lands, we are going to take them back. This is a statement of fact. We are going to make sure we build Boya with structure. So sometimes I see people doing this rush for land and rush for sales, and this to me is just a child's play game. Secondly, I want to congratulate my people of Bulu Likumba, the people around the Bulu Blind area who stood up, the indigents who stood up and said, enough is enough. This is a turnaround. This is the beginning of a change that we've been inspiring for. We've been hoping for to see that the people of Fako will get up one day and say enough is enough. So, actually, Chris, let me say this to you. As a Bakwe boy, as a Bakwe son, as a son of the land, we grew up seeing our grandparents, our parents selling lands to people. By the way, they started by giving them the lands to work farms. So after a while, they endorsed them and started giving them lands to build. And now it has become a normal lifestyle and a business where each and everyone is just selling. And this is one thing they call as a weakness of the Bakwe man. He sells everything he has, which is wrong. I also want to say to you coming into Fako to buy lands, you're wasting your money. You're actually wasting your money because we are going to get these lands back from you to rebuild our capital. So, Secretary Chris, I'm very happy that our people are beginning to get wise. We see the political mafia that is being played, that you said it, the DOs or the governors are having hectares of land, not plots, hectares of land. This is the game. Secretary Chris, let me use 1 minute to tell the people what happens. You know, our ancestors lost our lands to the CDC and the West, right? So our people go back, they gather themselves as villagers and they apply to regain their lands from CDC. So these documents, this is a procedure. They need attestations, they need confirmations from different bureaucratic levels or offices. So these documents have to be processed in Yaoundé and the West. So sometimes I don't blame these chiefs, Secretary Chris. They see themselves in positions where it's like you crash my back, I crash your back. So some of these DOs and governors, they will tell them, for us to sign these documents and approve them, you have to make us promises. You have to sell us or give us some hectares of land and the rest. I know this game. I'm used to this thing. So these people sometimes, because they want these things, they want to get the lands, they play along, they dance along. But the worst part is to see that after getting the land, they start partitioning it and selling it out to the foreigners, so much so that they themselves don't even own anything at the end of the day. This must stop. It must stop. So I'm very happy again. Congratulations to those who stood up. This uprising is very, very necessary, it's very timely, and I really want it to spread throughout the 13 counties of Amazonia. Make sure that our people must make sure they don't sell lands to foreigners, to La République du Cameroon agents. A friend of mine told me a story. I will round up by saying this. His parents sold a piece of land. His parents had so much land. They sold a piece of land to some Francophones. And what happened was that when this war started, their neighbor, who is a Francophone, his father sold the land to them. What happened was that it was the neighbor who has a friend who is a policeman or a gendarmerie, I think works at the police station, that called them and said that they have one person here who is Amber. This friend of mine, his brother is not an Amber, but they had to come to their house and take their brothers and put them in jail. They were in prison for almost a year. So fortunately for this family, at least they are somehow financially stable. They prosecuted the case. They had good lawyers. At the end of the day, it came out that it was the neighbor who was a Francophone, a man to whom the father sold land to, a piece of land to, gave him the ability to build beside them. It was their children. It was this man and the family that reported his kids. And his two sons had to be in the police station for almost a year. Millions were spent. Now imagine the pain this family went through just because they were kind-hearted to Francophones, to these people. And this is what we are suffering. This is what I'm talking about. We've been so kind-hearted to a fault, so much so that they are becoming spies amongst us. This must stop.
Back, Mr. Nanchok, to the point I made, that if we think that we are in this war to joke, at the end of the day, God forbid, that the Republic of Cameroon prevails, the whole of our heritage is gone. Amazonians will not own land. You will be a privileged person to own land in your own territory. All right, listen.
Absolutely. Definitely,
listen, gentlemen, let's take a brief break out, and when I come back, I will open the phone lines and take some few calls from our listeners. Stay tuned, please.
Would you like to make a six-figure income? Well, you have come to the right place. At Venbati LLC, we can make your dream come true by training you to become a professional Scrum Master in just 6 short weeks. You heard me right, just 6 weeks. This may be the biggest life-changing decisions you will ever make. They say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. If you were walking down the street and opportunity walked past you, would you recognize it? Well, here is an opportunity you won't want to miss. At Venbati LLC, our world-class trainers would prepare you for one of the best career changes you will ever make. And then you can consider yourself lucky when you make that 6-figure income and laugh your way to the bank. If you are that person who can recognize an opportunity, call us at 240-701-7796. Check out our website, www.venbati.com. We have limited spaces. First come, first serve. Come one, come all.
Are you a church or ministry leader? Imagine broadcasting your own ministry show or program on TV for just $1,000 for a full year. 1 hour every weekend. That's only $83 a month. That's $20 per show. That's the opportunity ABS TV is offering every ministry or pastors. These slots won't last long. Secure your spot before they run out. Or maybe you just want your conference covered live. Well, we can do that too. ABS TV is reaching millions of homes in Africa by satellite and other millions in Europe and America through Roku TV. You can contact us at 832-387-1460 and by email at info@absafricatv.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, I am going to open the phone lines. I'm going to open the phone lines for those of you watching and listening to call in with your contributions. Would like to hear what you are thinking about the subject that we have just been talking about or discussing a few minutes ago. Okay, you have again, the phone number is there on your screen. Go ahead and call to make your contribution. Let me get to the first caller here, I guess from Maryland. Hello.
Yes, sir. Chris. Good day.
Good day, sir. You are calling from Maryland, I guess, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
As I just said, let me enlighten you people for the land issues. If there is something I need to enlighten, especially the Fako chiefs.
Okay.
The hands are tied. And in 2015, there's a lady that I bought a piece of land from her. The husband is a colonel. He's one of the terrorists terrorizing people in Kumba. And this lady was the assistant SGO in Limbe. So, they have a whole team. When the lady was giving the land out, the question I asked to her, why are you selling the prime location?
Yeah.
Do you know what she told me?
No.
She told me, c'est Massa, le jour que les anglophones vont sortir chercher le francophone, je vais porter parti avec. She told me that.
And what does that mean? Can you translate that? I don't understand what it means in English.
It means that it's a bit fair, she said. The day the Anglophone will get up and chase the Francophone out of the territory, is she going to carry the piece of land away?
Okay.
So that is when this crisis started all over. I've been looking for that lady. I said, this lady means something. And she was transferred. You know that the SDO position in Limbe has never changed hands from a Francophone to an Anglophone. It's always from Francophone, from the assistant to every person. So they know what the way it's really doing. So what is happening is the chiefs, their hands are tied. But the only problem is we just have to continue where we are now. Because
I have no doubt about that the hands of those chiefs are tied. Just as I said, what do you do when the governor sends somebody and say, hey, I need a piece of land? When the D.O, when the delegate, they have no choice. There is nothing they can do.
What do you say there? It's not a piece of land. They have hectares of land. They have hectares and they share it into plot from the SDO. Even with the ministers in Yaoundé, they got all this.
Right.
So they really mean a business. They want to chase us out of the territory and bring their own people and settle there. So you guys, we just need to be putting pressure and see how we can come out of the bondage. It's just the few that are sitting in Yaoundé, like they call themselves so elite. I don't know what they gave them, but they are the people that are causing the pain to us. If they really feel the pains of the Anglophones, they could have abandoned this shit that are sitting in Yaoundé, making their own people feeling the pain. And then there is a TV station, Douala, they sit and always talk all about Amba. I said, what about the PR regime that is sitting there terrorizing citizens? Why are you always talking all about others? You should be talking about the regime which is terrorizing their own citizens, especially the Anglophone elites. So So we have a problem here, but I was following them today, but I was trying to tell them they need to call even the Anglophone leaders on their TV channels. They should not be exempting people and feeling that they are talking about peace. When you call people, you should call the Anglophone, the people that you call them, because they're calling the diaspora like the diaspora, they are fools, but the diasporas are not fools.
Yeah, you know.
All the money that enjoying down there is from the diaspora.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
Well, thank you for that point. Please keep me, if you ever come across that lady, keep me in touch.
Now keep it clear, we'll talk on the vaccine.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, again, the lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and make your calls. Let's see the first caller from Ground Zero. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, sir. Calling from Abakwa, I guess, right?
You are right, from Abakwa.
Okay.
Yeah. Greetings to Mr. Nanchov and Prince Jeka. Nice to have them on set.
They're hearing you. Go on, sir.
Yes, I want to talk about, you go to the East region, Central region and South region, and you see the mass of land that these people have. These Francophones are really temptations in our life. You see the mass of land that they have that they're not able to use for a long time to come. They have abandoned it. Their problem is Amazonia. Their problem is Amazonia, small Amazonia. It's terrible. But then the issue is us. We Amazonians are the problem. I don't know what we want this people to, what evil we want this people to do us again, to rise up and tell them that this land belongs to us. I don't understand. We take too many things for granted. Black legs, they live in our midst. The administrators, the Moja, they live in our midst. What's really wrong with us? I don't understand. I've never seen something like this. I've never seen people under oppression, being tolerant as Amazonians. But well, I know that the time is coming. I picture those Francophones who come here buying lands, like the ones in Fako. How long are they going to be in Amazonia? By 2025, this is prophetic. Amazonia will be a country officially. What would they do with those lands? They will be chased out. They will lose whatever they have acquired in Amazonia.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and I hope they are learning from us in knowing that they can buy as much as they want. They better start selling it before we use eminent domain in Boya to take back those lands. Thank you, sir. Let me see I can get different callers. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
All right. Okay, the line is open, gentlemen and ladies. Let's see where this caller is coming in from. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Yeah, I'm coming from Ground Zero.
Okay, I see American number here. All right, go on.
Yes, Sir Chris Anu, I'm happy to meet you today. I used to see your program. I'm happy to see Prince J. Carl and Nanchop, what they are saying. So our problem is black legs, as you say,
Yeah.
from upstation to new layout, all that place is French citizen living there. You cannot go there and say something. They always speaking French there. If you try, your head will go. But by the grace of God, Amazonia must have independent one day, and we will reach to Boya.
Absolutely.
Yes, Chris Anu, I'm very happy to speak today. I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You guys remain safe out there. All right, let's get to Ground Zero again. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Senator Chase.
Hello, sir. Good evening. You are calling from Victoria, am I correct?
You are correct, Secretary Chris, 100%.
Okay, good to hear from you, sir. It's been a while. What is in your mind?
I want to greet my brother Nancho and Benjeka, who are there in the studio, and I want to appreciate what people are doing that. Just to inform you people that, as Nancho is saying, you people should keep calm Boya, his problem, we are handling it. Hello?
Go on, hearing you 5 on
You're
5.
getting me?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll handle.
Go on, I hear you. 5 on 5.
What he's doing, and he think that he's smart. He's not smart. He leave Boya every time to come to Victoria and parade in Victoria, making gesture around the town. His day is coming. We have respected him enough. We wanted to give him that respect that he is a chief from a village from Boya.
How will you even dare think about respecting a killer?
Yeah, no, we just give him that respect as an Ambadonia, a blood of Ambadonia, and but now he has abused it. We are going to come after him because he's not turning against the blood of Ambadonia, and will not allow him go free like Ekima Patrick. I want to tell him, because he is listening to us, he followed this program more than what we do. I want to tell Wonja that from my 14 to Mutengene, he should be very careful. I'm telling him openly, I don't hide anything. Now it is war. It is face to face. And for Kalabilai, all his property, we know where they have been placed here in Limbe, here in Victoria, sorry, because they brought the name Limbe. We know this place as Victoria.
Right.
So we know everywhere their properties are being kept. To go after this Ewondo people and the Bambleki people. Secretary Chris, we have this one we'll discuss behind. We have our own plan.
All right, you call me. Find time and call me.
Pressurizing our chiefs.
Right. All right. Listen, thank you for the call.
I say greeting to my brother Prince J. Come from me to farm, and I will talk. I have his number. I will call him. We'll talk and we'll strategize some point to bring down this useless man I'm seeing in front of my screen, because he thinks he's a chief. That's not a mind of a chief. A chief is to gather his people and stand for his people, not to go against his people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Remain safe out there. All right. Let's get to the next caller from Ground Zero. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Chris Nancho, Prince J.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening. We hear you.
Yes, I call from Victoria.
Wonderful. What is in your mind?
So, yes, I get so many things there for talk.
All right, you get 1 minute.
But I just got, okay. First, nationality. If we just get just 5,000 people, the judge give just 200 francs per week. How much will we get? A lot of money. Just 200 francs, 5,000 people, 500,000 people per week. They give 200 francs. You see, we'll get plenty money. And then secondly, we'll travel up for these brothers. Francophones, they outside. We not even yet to say me, even takes or one take money for them. But they look at their brother and sister, they harass them to take money. We, for the user advantage, who na Francophone, they take that money from them.
Right.
So, now my worry that way they worry me. See this so, and if you look Kinsley, you never ever hear stray bullet touch Francophone.
You are very right. I never heard that.
Yes. So we don't know what are the bullet that they dodge for road. Then the cash now only will own them.
Maybe they are immune.
What are bullet? So we don't know. So we have to be very tactical for this program, for this fight. First nationality, and then another thing we get forget something like snapper. We will take if we go a long range. If we even talk say each country will remove just one man a day we'll see say for 1 week how much we'll figure how many people that will feel remove them.
Right.
So we'll get for think about that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. You guys stay safe. Okay, I have few minutes to go. Go ahead and call. The lines are open. Let's get to Germany. 449 area country code. Hello, sir.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Secretary Chris. Good evening, sir.
Thank you. What is in your mind?
Yes, Secretary Chris, thank you for everything. Thank my brother Nanchop. Thank my brother Prince Jaka. It's an excitement to see the youth on this platform, and I hope the other youth of Ambazonia should see this as an example, both home and abroad. I'm not going to talk about the land grabbing and all whatnot. I'm going to talk about a way to call these people to negotiation, a way to call the attention of the international community.
Yes, go on, sir.
We should know that Paul Kagame today is celebrated even in the West. Paul Kagame, the genocide that took place in Rwanda, Paul Kagame also participated in it actively.
Correct.
We should say the truth as face we should speak the truth and shame the devil. Once we keep being afraid, look, we may fight this war for long. One of the best things to do, I'm not going to say behind, we have to cause serious exodus in La Republique. I mean serious exodus from all the town closer to us. We have to cause exodus there. I mean exodus. That is how the international community will come in. That is how even they themselves, the citizens, they will start crying and they will start feeling the inch. And when the negotiation comes, all this land grabbing, all of you will take it back. So me, I cannot be talking about that land grabbing. I'm talking about a way forward to call the attention of the international community to come and separate us from these people. We have to cause exodus. That is it. Generals should not be afraid to do it. They should do it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. We hear you. All right. So one last caller, and we will make it. We will call it a day. One last caller, and we will call it a day. So please go ahead and call. Go ahead and call, and let's call it a day. If you are not there, if no call is coming in, I want to believe. Let me get this caller here. Let me get this caller. All right, that caller is not getting through. Okay. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I recognize your voice calling from Maryland.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Good afternoon to you guys. Comrade Nanchop and Prince Jeka. 21 God salute to all of you, to three of you. Secretary Chris, I want to talk a little bit about the land grabbing thing that is happening in Fako. In general, I have been a victim of that. The governor, the senior divisional officer, or whoever they call him, and the land of surveys people, they don't actually buy land. What happened is when the village chief, applies for land, he tells the government that he needs a land to be surrendered to him and his villagers or his people, because CDC took over their land and the population is growing. So they need CDC to give back that land so that they can give it to the villagers. So when the process is ongoing, the chief will go around and get people and have them give money. The governor, the divisional officer, and the land on survey people, their own is always free. This is one of their conditions that they always give to the chiefs, that you are going to give me the best plots. And that is what happened. When these big people, as they call them, take these plots, they sell them to Bamileke people. I have once been a victim of that. So they don't actually buy the land, they take it. Okale Belai, or whoever they call him, he has sold lands in Fako more than are us, the people from the southern zone. He has sold land more than the inhabitants of Fako. So the reason the villagers came out is because when they go to when these chiefs go to make a demand for this land, what is in the document is that this land want to be shared among those villagers. End of the day, the villagers don't even 95% of them don't even end up having a piece of land. The chief will take the land and sell to Bamileke, sell to other people, and the villagers will not even have a piece of land. The governor himself, he always asks for 10 plots. The divisional officer or whoever they call him asks for 5. And the surveyor, the man of the land of survey, he always asks for 5. But at the end of the day, the man of land of surveys will have like 15. So that is how land grabbing has. Not 15 plots.
15 plots.
It's always in yes. The governor always have 10. The man of land of the SDO has about 10, and then the guy of the land of survey will have like 10. But at the end of the day, because it is the guy of the land of survey that surveys the place, he at the end of the day will get like 10 plots. So that is how Okala Bilai has been exploiting Fako, Limbe, Ekona, Boya, everywhere. That is how he's been grabbing land from us Ambazonians. And the way he does it smartly is that when he grab it, he immediately sells the land and put the money into his pocket, and the rest is history. So he doesn't take the land and keep it under his name. He takes the land, immediately converts it into cash and keep. But I know for certain that he has some of those strategic places that he did not sell, and some of them, as I heard, he has those places in like he put them under the wife, the daughter, the children, and whatsoever. So we will in the next future, in the nearest future, we are going to reclaim all the land sold to Bamilekis. We are going to reclaim all of them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The good thing is that the time of scrutiny will come. And if you bought land from any governor, from any D.O, from any land surveyor, whatsoever they call them, well, unfortunately, you will have to return that land. You will have to return that land. We need our chiefs to note who they have sold land to. Those are legitimate claims. But anybody, governor selling land in a place where he's posted to work, D.O from Yaoundé selling land in Victoria where he is posted to work, again, the moment of scrutiny is going to come, and those pieces of plots will be recovered. They will be recovered. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Prince Jeka and Mr. Nanchop, for being part of the broadcast today. The time is all gone. I look forward to having you again in the days ahead, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I'd just like again to make this critical appeal to you to please consider supporting ABS. Every month end, we have to figure out how to pay the bills, and we rely on you, on charitable donations coming from people like you. Without people like you, ABS will not be here. Again, without people like you, ABS will not be here. You are the reason ABS continues to bring you these updates and educational programs coming from Ground Zero and about our struggle. The month end is here. I really love to appeal to all of you. If you appreciate the information we'll bring you on a weekly basis, please go to your Zelle, go to your Cash App, use the information you find on your screen, make a generous donation to support us here at ABS. We do not want ABS shutting down for any moment, for any reason. And the only reason that will not be done is when people like you make those donations to support it, to get it remain on the air. Use your phone. Take a screenshot of the payment platforms that you find, and you can go ahead, make the payment right after the broadcast. And you can also get to our website, absafricatv.com, absafricatv.com, and use the PayPal links there to make a generous donation. But you also have the PayPal address on your screen. Zelle is there, Cash App is there, and the PayPal is there. I am really appealing to you. Please, show us some love. Make a generous donation. We need it desperately. In a matter of days, we will deeply appreciate it. And in our next show, we are going to acknowledge you. Thank you so very much for staying put today. I look forward to be here on Friday. By the grace of God and His grace only. His grace only. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in, and good night.
Would you like to make a six-figure income? Well, you have come to the right place. At Venbati LLC, we can make your dream come true by training you to become a professional Scrum Master in just 6 short weeks. You heard me right, just 6 weeks. This may be the biggest life-changing decisions you will ever make. They say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. If you were walking down the street and opportunity walked past you, would you recognize it? Well, here is an opportunity you won't want to miss. At Venbati LLC, our world-class trainers would prepare you for one of the best career changes you will ever make. And then you can consider yourself lucky when you make that 6-figure income and laugh your way to the bank. If you are that person who can recognize an opportunity, call us at 240-701-7796. Check out our website, www.venbati.com. We have limited spaces. First come, first serve. Come one, come all.
Are you a church or ministry leader? Imagine broadcasting your own ministry show or program on TV for just $1,000 for a full year. 1 hour every weekend. That's only $83 a month. That's $20 per show. That's the opportunity ABS TV is offering every ministry or pastors. These slots won't last long. Secure your spot before they run out. Or maybe you just want your conference covered live. Well, we can do that too. ABS TV is reaching millions of homes in Africa by satellite and other millions in Europe and America through Roku TV. You can contact us at 832-387-1460 and by email at info@absafricatv.com. Are you a church or ministry leader? Imagine broadcasting your own ministry show or program on TV for just $1,000 for a full year. 1 hour every weekend. That's only $83 a month. That's $20 per show. That's the opportunity ABS TV is offering every ministry or pastors. These slots won't last long. Secure your spot before they run out. Or maybe you just want your conference covered live. Well, we can do that too. ABS TV is reaching millions of homes in Africa by satellite and other millions in Europe and America through Roku TV. You can contact us at 832-387-1460 and by email at info@absafricatv.com.
Les léopards de la RDC, notre fierté nationale. Le coach Florent Ibenge amène ses joueurs aussi loin qu'elle exige la compétition.
Léopard na biso tozobeta potolonga
Moïse Lubunji. Marcel Tisserand, Trésor Mboutou Mabi. Jean-Marie Foum Baba Sabo. Jean Pamouaka, la sémence et la récolte. Claude, Kaboulou, Mwana Kaboulou. Jossard Nyoka Longo. Reste grave. Louison Longoy. Ferdinand Moussatoula. Batiché. Miller Lotelo. Alex Mfumunti. Honorable Alita Chamala. Papi Matezolo. Paul Bindu. Pacific Palace. Peter Noemodinga. Dado Mizwa. JP Diamantino, Babanga Yatalo. Parfait Mandanda. Matan Pilei, Bamona Potote. Jano Binano, Nero Mungu, Fumu Yabanga Moyo. Mami, il est là, la voix nationale. Assistant, ça, ILK.
Jouez les ballons, marquez le but, on est dans les bons, Bobo Oukenga, ça s'est passé bien. Zeka Louzeka, ça s'est passé bien.
Prêtre. Le souverain premier, JB Piana, le roi de la forêt, Werrason.
C'est qui qui va quand vous jouez les ballons, Anthony Mossi, on est dans les bons.
Alain Balay.
Et Hassan Mela, Sylvie Silkas, victoire dans les bars du Congo.
Air Force One, Alain Tendai. Lusaka.